from the Nifty pack, we had Asian Paints and Bajaj Auto, which reported the numbers during market hours today, and both these counters beat consensus estimates. In fact, talking about Asian Paints in specific, it was a beat on all parameters, and decorative business segment saw highest volume growth that we have seen in the last 6 quarters. Talking about revenues in specific, consolidated revenues grew by about 55% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA was up by almost 71%. We have EBITDA margins which also expanded by about 250 basis points on a year-on-year basis, and profit after tax saw a jump of 81% on a year-on-year basis. Talking about Bajaj Auto over here as well, numbers were well ahead of what the street was working with. In fact, revenue was up 8.5% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA margins expanded by about 100 basis points, and profit after tax saw growth of 11% on a year-on-year basis. Revenue growth was led by price increases that the company had undertaken during the quarter. Margins improved due to price hikes, favorable sales mix, and better foreign exchange realization that the company enjoyed during the quarter. But despite that, the stock actually ended the day with a decline of nearly 3%. From other counters, we also had Union Bank, which reported numbers during market hours today. Net interest income saw a growth of around 8% on a year-on-year basis. Provisions on a year-on-year basis were down as much as 6%. We also had KPIT Tech, which reported its numbers, and constant currency growth saw an increase of about 6% on a sequential basis. Dollar revenue growth came in at 3.2%. Profit after tax saw growth of around 8% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and EBITDA margins also saw an improvement of about 100 basis points on a sequential basis. Lastly, we had Symphony, which reported an excellent set of numbers. In fact, the stock was soaring in trade today. It was gaining almost 4 to 5% by the end of today's trading session. It saw an increase in revenue of about 43% on a sequential basis. EBITDA margins came in at 10.3% versus 4.5% that the company had reported in the previous quarter. In fact, profit after tax saw a jump of 383% on a sequential basis, and that's the reason Symphony was gaining in trade today, higher by about 4 to 5%.
Okay, Asesha, thank you so much for that. So that was a very neat summary